flight. I was sitting in the back by a middle-aged guy. He was hyperventilating, holding on to his seat, petrified by fear, staring at his feet. And when I asked, he said he hates to fly. He imagines the worst, he's afraid to die. I told him it's safer than a bus or a train, where your ass gets sore and your back is in pain. He said he knows, but people are not birds, and soaring through the sky in a chair is absurd. There in the air, about to fall asleep, I thought of Mount Erie's concert last week. His terrible tragedy, his loss and his grief, how losing a loved one, you lose belief. He sang his songs, tore open his wounds. I sat there crying, tune after tune. And when he turned to the audience and asked if you're okay, nobody said a word, but we laughed in dismay. And after his show, I was raw to the bone, walking through a cemetery on my way home. Every turn you take, there's death and fear. It flickers on the screens, it lingers in the air. But there is beauty and there is love. No matter how hard you get pushed or shoved. A day in Paris, hung out with a friend. Left next morning, had to play a show in Rennes. Halfway there, the driver made a stop in the filling station with the diner and the shop. Everybody got off, but I sat still, and through the bus window I watched him refill. He was talking to a trucker and spilled some gas on the burning cigarette glowing in his hand. And when he looked up and saw me there, he closed his eyes in silent prayer. I had a nice reception at my own home, got shown to the venue, played a few tunes. The audience was warm, forgiving and kind. There was love in the air, what a beautiful night. I had a few drinks, walked in a haze, back to the flat through medieval alleyways. Was feeling like a cat who got his cream, now drifting in and out of a dream. Late next morning, black coffee and quiche, a 4-hour bus ride back to Paris. Got a seat by a figure, quiet and remote. Before he said a word, he cleared his throat. His hands were shaking, his eyes were pink. He called himself Philip and offered me a drink. He talked, I listened, his friend had died. He came from the hospital, from his bedside. I said, I'm sorry. He said it's fine. He was 60 years of age, and there's plenty of time to walk this earth and breathe its air, to make his peace and disappear. Every turn you take, there's death and fear. It flickers on the screens, it lingers in the air. But there is beauty and there is love. No matter how hard you get pushed or shoved. Friend insisted she gave me her bed. She slept on her living room sofa instead. She took me around, We had long walks, so ancient cathedrals, museums and parks. Saw Picasso, saw Rothko and Matisse, every single painting a masterpiece. Then a dinner in a restaurant, a bottle of wine. I stumbled through the city, drunk on cloud nine, to Rue Saint Martin, to the 6th floor, up a winding staircase, a gallery of doors. On my way to the airport, warm November sun, soldiers in gear, standing guard with guns. Fear and paranoia, not the usual sight I've come to know in the city of lights. Stuck between the stations on the subway, the driver apologized for the delay. I don't speak French, so I asked some guy. He said, "Oui, monsieur, just another suicide." I was running late, the word stuck in my mind. It was why? I bought a shuttle ticket and gave my spare change to a kid barefoot, standing in the rain. His hands were shaking, he was holding a sign. It was written in Arabic and I couldn't read a line. Now on the highway with the landscape passing by, behind the window I'm still wondering why. But there is no reason and there is no rhyme. It's a complicated mess, living in life. I made my flight and from the seat in the back I saw the runway lights fade into black.